welcome back to another video. So today I have the energy of a dead snail and I'm gonna push through this. So today we're gonna talk about something that a lot of you guys might not know about because you've seen the after on YouTube. You have not seen the before, and what we're going to talk about today is weight loss, my weight loss journey. I started trying to lose weight about 2 years ago, and I've been maintaining it for probably a year or half a year now or so. So I just want to talk about that. And of course, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a specialist, I'm not anything, but this is just my journey. This is how I lost the weight and got to the size I want. So if you have any questions about anything I talk about, whether it's the diet or the procedures that I had done, please feel free to reach out to me and I'll answer the questions as best I can. You can leave them in the comments or in my Instagram. That's definitely the best way to get a hold of me if you have any questions. So let's get into it. But before we do, you already know I'm going to tell you to follow me on social media. Hello, that's what I'm here to do, self-promo. And don't forget to subscribe. I see my subscriber count slowly growing and it makes me so freaking happy. I can't thank you enough. I know, I have 334 subscribers right now, but it makes my heart happy. So thank you so much. So let's just get into it. Okay, so my weight loss journey. So like I said, most people don't know that I had a weight loss journey, and a lot of people don't know that I had a certain procedure done except my close family and like 2 or 3 friends maybe. A lot of people met me in the after stage, not really the before stage of things. So I started my weight loss journey probably in 2018, very late 2018, I want to say around September, October-ish. As a kid, I had always been very, very small. People joked about my noodle arms and my noodle legs, and I was just a very small kid with a small frame, and that's just who Kaylin was. One of my friends in a middle school, and my grandma jokes bring this up all the time, but one of my friends called me a stick with boobs because I was just a straw with fat right here, I was just a small person. And so that's just who I am. That's how I like to see myself, and that's who I like to be because that's who I'd always been. So before I go any farther, I just want to say I don't think that there's one certain body type that's beautiful and amazing and everyone should try to lose weight. No, I'm saying this, how I look right now and how I looked before I realized, I was gaining weight and stuff and reached my max weight. That's when I was happy. This is who Kaylin is. What I look like right now, this is who I am. So this is just me and my preferences. You do whatever you feel like. You look however you want and whatever makes you feel comfortable and happy. That's what I want you to do. But being small is who I am, and that's what makes me feel the happiest. So anyway, I didn't really realize I was picking up, any weight. I mean, if you met me in college, we ate like crazy. Me and my best friend ate like crazy. I can't tell you how many snaps I have on Snapchat shows me 3 years ago today or 4 years ago, me and her getting 40 pieces of chicken nuggets from McDonald's delivered to our college, and just I board eat all the time, and our college was boring as frick. It was a year-round, not a university. I mean, it was a university, but it was mostly older people there. It wasn't a community college, but it was just a special type of college, you didn't need, you went there year-round and you went for whatever skill you were going for. We took a couple math classes, but we didn't have all the prereqs like a normal college would. So it was a very fast-paced, in-and-out thing, so you didn't get the normal college experience. So classes were small, and boring. So I remember we were always on break, just chowing down, because that's what I do when I'm bored, is I eat. And I think it was just us trying to have as much fun as college. When you do stupid stuff in high school that's not fun, but because of your situation it is fun. Doing something ridiculous like ordering 40 nuggets and just chowing down in the middle of college, that was our life, That was us living our best life back then. So I didn't realize I was picking up any weight even when I started going up in size. I thought I had that mentality, which is true, that all clothing sizes are different and one medium somewhere might be a small somewhere, and that's totally true. But in my case, I was actually going up in size. It wasn't just the sizing being off, it was my weight going up. And I did not realize until this picture right here. So this was around Derby season, because I do live in Kentucky, and so Derby's a big deal here, and we were making a Derby video. So I had on a hat and a dress, a hat I made and a dress, and all this jazz. So one thing that's always been very like that I get nervous about, like I said earlier, I always had noodle arms, but in this picture, to me, my arms looked very big for me, and I didn't like it. You can see like my stomach sticking out a little, and that picture in itself, and we filmed a video to put on the social media for the company I worked for, it just made me feel uncomfortable. I mean, I always posted pictures no matter what weight I was always posting on Instagram, I was always on Snapchat, I always had the same type of fashion and style, so I was always wearing crazy stuff, so I was always seeing myself, but it wasn't until I saw that picture that I was like, wow, like this isn't what I want to look like. I'm still happy, but I would be happier if. So that's when I decided to do a couple of things. The first thing I did, whenever I get something in my head, it's there. And I remember looking up nutritionists, laying in bed. It was like 12:30, 1 in the morning, and I'm looking up nutritionists. Like, they're not going to answer me because it's midnight, but I didn't care. I was looking up nutritionists. I was sending emails. I was getting phone numbers, like, in the notepad on my phone, ready to call the next day. Like, I was ready, you know, and I never needed to try to eat different, so I give up on a lot of things, so I really wasn't sure how I was going to handle this. But anyway, I tried, and I reached out to a nutritionist here in the city I live in, and we had a talk, and I had always been exercising. I exercised every single day, but I didn't realize that the stuff I was eating was really affecting me the way it was. I told the nutritionist, I said, I eat a lot of sandwiches, like I ate a lot of peanut butter and jelly, like I would have vegetables with it, but still all that sugar and carbs and stuff in the bread and the jelly and peanut butter and, you know, all that other stuff was totally like counteracting all the healthy like vegetables and stuff I was trying to eat. So we talked about it. She gave me a couple recipes. She actually gave me like a sheet full of recipes, breakfast, snacks, lunch, dinner. It was very, very helpful and very informative because, you know, I'm somebody that I need to know what I'm doing and I need instructions. I remember being like 12 and 13 and looking up how to be seen on WikiHow. So like, I need a tutorial. So like, she gave me all these things, so there was really no guesswork, and it was just very, very helpful to see the nutrition count. And we talked about, she didn't put me on a keto thing. I don't do keto. I don't know how people do willpower that I will never have. But she did put me on a low carb thing. She told me to stick around 15 carbs per meal and per snack. So if I only had 3 meals and no snacks, or 3 snacks and no meals, whatever, and I had 15 carbs, I could have anywhere from 45, that would just be 3 meals, 15 carbs, or up to 75. So I really started paying attention to what I was eating, but that was only one part of my experience. The next thing that not a lot of people know about is that I'm going to stab my right eye out because it is itching. A lot of people don't know that I had what is called Coolsculpting done, and some people don't even know about this process. They don't know what it is. So I found out about Coolsculpting, I want to say just by seeing commercials on TV, maybe ads. I don't remember. I truly don't freaking remember how. It's been so long. I don't even remember yesterday. So I wanted to look into Coolsculpting, and I actually went to a couple different places to get their thoughts and the pricing and stuff like that. So basically what Coolsculpting is, from not a medical expert, and how I understand it and how they describe it, is that it basically freezes the fat away. It literally freezes. It gets so cold that it is numb for most of your procedure, and then over the course of I think 3 months, the fat, you know, the cells die and then it goes away. So with a combination of eating different and exercising better, with the Coolsculpting is how I lost the weight. So a story about when I went to the Coolsculpting people. I went to one, and I'm very easily deterred. Like, if it's something I'm unsure about, and I was unsure about Coolsculpting. I mean, it was a little bit of money for someone who didn't have a lot of money, and I wanted to make sure that it was going to work, you know. I didn't know anyone who had done it, so it was a lot of research on my end, but I remember going to the first, I don't know if she was a doctor. I don't know if you had to be a doctor to do this. The lady that did it to me wasn't a doctor. So I went to her and she made me feel kind of worse about myself. And that kind of stopped me from really wanting to go to anybody else, because the problem area was, like I said earlier in the picture, was my stomach, the front of my stomach. I always, have that. Like, even when I lost the weight, I lost 50 pounds. I was at my highest 150, 155-ish, and now I maintain around 105. So that's my weight loss. So my stomach and my love handles have always been my problem areas. Even though my body shape, I will always have love handles no matter what. If you touch them, you will only feel bone, but it still looks like I have love handles. So I went to talk to her about getting, the stomach part done. And then she starts grabbing all these other areas of me and is like, well, if you get this done, you might be insecure about this. And she grabbed like the part between my chest and my stomach, my upper abs. And she's like, you might be concerned about this. And then, your love handles. And she grabbed there and she's like, oh, there's not much fat there. I'm like, no, that's just how I'm shaped. So I started kind of to feel bad about myself and wondering, should I be worried about these areas that I'm not worried about? And so I went to 2 other people, because I don't want to be overwhelmed with opinions, so I wanted to go to the top best ones and just leave it at that, because I figured if I have 6 or 7 people to choose from, and how am I gonna know, So I went to the top 3 that I thought were best. Obviously not her. And so I went to 2 other people, and I finally ended up choosing one. Got the procedure done. The procedure was not painful. I remember laying there playing Animal Crossing on my phone. And so basically how the procedure works is whatever area, they have a couple different sizes of like coverage they can do. They can do small areas for like your chin. People get it done right here, or your arms, or whatever you need done all over your body, or whatever you want done all over your body. So they had the bigger area to cover the whole front of my stomach. And so basically what happens is they put some, clean it, and they put some gel on it, and then this thing like sucks it like a vacuum, so it's like stuck. And so it starts to freeze. And so the first few minutes, probably the first 5 minutes or so, it didn't hurt, but it was uncomfortable. It was like you just put your hand in snow and you're just leaving it there, ignoring the pain, ignoring the fact that your hand is getting cold and cold and cold. So after that, it went numb. The procedure was about 35 minutes long. So after that, everything was totally fine. I couldn't feel it anymore because it was numb. The only painful part was after she took it off, the pain started to come back, because feelings started to come back, and it hurt. I remember going, I had a robe on afterwards, and I went to get dressed, and I was in the dressing room on the floor. I was in pain because there was feeling coming back where there hadn't been feeling for 30 minutes, and it was hurting. So after I got back to the office, because I did it on my lunch break, so after I got back to the office, the pain had pretty much quit. And then that's when I think the combination of that and the food helped. I don't think I would have had the results I had I not done both. I really do think it worked. And so I think for me, this procedure was around $750, if I'm not mistaken. And that is a lot, because like I said, I'm not poor or anything, but I made average money, So it was definitely something I had to save for, but it was something I wanted. So there's that. So if you have, I know I talked to some people because they were like, well, what's the difference in that and liposuction? With Coolsculpting, it's not invasive, there's no recovery time. You go back to doing whatever the heck you were doing, and then it just falls off. It's not immediate, where liposuction, yes, it is invasive, and there might be a little bit of recovery time, but the results are then, you don't have to wait 3 months. It just kind of depends, and I've never had any invasive surgery. I've never been put to sleep for anything. I'm keeping my wisdom teeth until they cause me pain. I'm not getting them taken out. I can't do all that. So I wanted to do Coolsculpting because I'm a baby. So there's that. I'm going to try to put some before and after pictures here. So I just kind of wanted to talk about this because a lot of people don't know. I've never come off, or I try to never come off like I'm insecure or anything's wrong. And I think that's what I want to get at, as even at my highest weight, even at 155, I did not live my life feeling insecure. I thought I was cute as heck in my cute outfits and like being adorable. I didn't see myself as someone who was 155 pounds. I didn't even know how much I weighed until I went to a nutritionist and she wanted to know how much I weighed. The only reason I know how much weight I lost is because I go to the doctor or the gynecologist or someone and they weigh me on the scale. I don't know, you know, like the thing is for me, the weight was never the problem. It was how I looked. If I weighed 155 pounds and I looked exactly how I wanted to look and my arms were small and everything was fine, I would have been fine. The weight, how much I weighed was never the problem. It was how I looked. So 105 for me, that's not like the ideal body weight. I don't care how much I weigh. I care how I look. So I was never super stuck on how much do you weigh. So I think that really helped me in that whole mindset of I just want to look how I look and I just want to be happy. And now that I am back to small and extra small and size 0, that makes me personally feel so good, you know. And it kind of sometimes hurt along the way because sometimes people would see my progress and, you know, most of the time when people lose weight, they're very happy for them, you know, that they're doing something they want to do. But I remember a couple times people would tell me, you're losing your curves, or you're losing your boobs, or you're getting the body of a boy. And like that stuff, first of all, is really ignorant to say, and second of all, it doesn't feel good. You know, I spent a lot of time, money, and effort to not only start this process of weight loss, but to also continue it like I am now. I don't eat as low carb as I used to, but I still watch what I eat. I might have one or two more cheat days than I normally did, but that's because I'm not trying to lose anything anymore. I'm just trying to maintain. But it's not a diet for me. It's become more of a lifestyle. The way I feel after I go to McAllister's or something and eat, you know, a Caesar salad, or like half their club and half a Caesar salad or something, makes me feel so much better than if I went to Taco Bell and ate like a Nacho Bel Grande and Crunchwrap Supreme and like all that. Like just the way that I feel. I don't eat to feel sleepy and feel sick and feel overfull anymore. I just eat until I'm full and content. And that feeling is what I'm going for and how I want to feel. I want to feel better and I want to treat my body better. Not just mentally, but physically as well. And so to receive comments like that kind of hurt, especially after it's something I'm proud of, you know. It kind of makes me sit and wonder, why does it matter if I'm losing my curves? That doesn't make me less of a woman. Like, I'm still Kaylin, curves or no curves. And it's just very weird that that's what's more important to some people. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people just don't know what they're talking about. And I don't have to prove anything to anyone. But it's just very silly to say that, because you don't have to have a certain body type to be a woman, and you don't have to have a certain body type to be some manly man. You can be who you are and look like what you look like, you know? I say this all the time because I do believe in a God, but if you don't, whatever made you, this is what they made you as. I have a body shape, and it just so happens to go like this. So whether I am 200 pounds or 130 pounds, I have that body shape. I'm not, you know, it just, guys, please, like, we have more things to worry about than if I have the body of a boy or not, which I don't think I do. So, like, it's just very silly, and I think I wish that kind of just brings me to the whole thing of, that's why I wanted to talk about this, because a lot of people don't know I had Coolsculpting done, like I've said 500 times now, and I think I've been afraid to put that out in the world, because I think I'm afraid that there are people who will take away from it and be like, well, you didn't do all the work, so, you know, that's really not that impressive, or like, whatever, you know, it's just 50 pounds, you know. I feel kind of silly sometimes sharing my weight loss story, because I didn't lose like 100 pounds, I didn't lose 150 pounds, I was never a huge person, and so sometimes I feel like that kind of takes away. But I know there are people who don't want or need or anything to lose a lot of weight. They only want to lose 10, 15 pounds and be at their ideal weight. So that's why I want to share my story, so people understand that, you don't need to lose 200 pounds to, be amazing and celebrate your weight loss and celebrate the body that you want to have. I just wanted to share my story. I wanted to put that out there in case anyone has questions. So maybe you have seen Coolsculpting and you don't know anyone who does it. Now you do. Hello. So feel free to ask me any questions about Coolsculpting, about the procedure, about anything at all if I didn't cover it in this video. If you want to know anything about the recipes and snacks and stuff that the nutritionist gave me, you can also feel free to reach out to me. I still have those. I still try to follow those as much as I can, and it was very nice. I don't know how much of my family watch these videos because most of them don't have the internet, but I just want to say thank you for being supportive of me through all this. I remember my parents really got behind me on this. I mean, they even started eating different and better, and we stopped eating out so much, and we started cooking a lot, but not only cooking a lot, but cooking a lot healthier and better. So it felt nice to have that support because a lot of people don't have that, and it does make it a lot harder. So anyway, I just want to say thank you, not only to my parents and family and all that for being happy and proud of me, just thank you in general for the support that you all gave me. So thank you again for watching this video. I have no freaking clue what I'm gonna do next. I thought that since I am now unemployed that I was going to have energy and time, and I have time. I don't have energy. I have energy to play Animal Crossing, and that's about it. And I just got my permit on Animal Crossing to knock down hills, so boy, I'm gonna be at it. So a few videos I am thinking about doing is I found a makeup brand that is pretty, not natural, but it gives you a natural look. So I've not been wearing as much makeup because my skin is actually dying because of all the acne medication and face washes that I'm using. So I might do that just to share a couple brands I love with you guys, but I'm gonna shut the frick up now. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all your support. Please reach out to me with any questions if you have them. I love you, and I hope you all are doing well and staying safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Oh my lord, what is wrong with me?